All right, good people. What is going on? It's your boy Cool McCain. Your peoples, the Playmaker. He'll be in the building here in a minute or two. Just, little technical difficulty. We got everything going on this weekend, good times, all that things. But in the meantime, one half of your Monarchs of Wrestling. Your boy Cool McCain hatless. I know you probably like, who is this guy with the shades? Hey, I'm in a different place. You know what I'm saying? I ain't at the normal spot chilling. Enjoying the Easter vibes, get ready for some WrestleMania Night 2. Night 1 was cool. Stand and Deliver was cool. But Night 2, we all understand, hopefully. Night 2 is when the things happen. I've always said, if you only are going to go to one night of WrestleMania, in my humble opinion, unless there's a specific person or specific match that you just have to go see on Night 1, go to Night 2. With that being said, man, a lot of things happened since we were with you on Monday. We made some predictions and all that good stuff, right? And some of those predictions went well. Some of them didn't, right? We got NXT Stand and Deliver. We got WrestleMania Night 1. And then some preview time for y'all for WrestleMania Night 2. I always say, we may not be here for a long time, right? But we're going to be here for a good time. So I know that my boy, the Playmaker, is going to have some things to say about WrestleMania Night 1 as well as NXT Stand and Deliver. But what I'm going to do until he hops on is we're going to go and start digging into WrestleMania Night 1. And the reason being, there's some things that happen on, I'm going to go and call what we call it around here, NXT TNA Stand and Deliver. NXT TNA Stand and Deliver that I know he's going to want to have some words on. So we're going to start there, then we'll move into that. Like I said, Playmaker, he'll be here. But in the meantime, you got your boy. And hey, wrestling is my thing. Little reference to life for those who got it. If you didn't, it's all good too. All right. So, WrestleMania Night 1. Opening match. A match that I think a lot of people were looking forward to. A lot of people wanted to see. We had a belief about who was going to win. That was one Jey Uso. Questions about how he was going to do it was the big thing. Starting off the show, I love. The reason I love is when they start off the show is you get a chance to kind of, that's your tone setter for the night. So y'all, when you're setting up a show, especially like a big premium live event, like WrestleMania is, right? Your first match is important. Your last match is important. Me personally, and this is just a me thing, this ain't WWE thing, this is a Cool McCain thing. Night 1, your main event is the last match. You know, if you're not going to be the main event, then you want to be the opening match if you had your choice, I believe, because again, if you can't close out and be that match, be the tone setter. Jey Uso, Gunther. Jey Uso, good interest. Gunther, solid interest, right? Gunther's not going to be too flashy because that's not his character. Very arrogant these days. And what does it say in the good book? Pride comes before the fall. Definitely prideful Gunther that we got. So match takes place as we've come to expect during WrestleMania season. We've kind of come to expect in big matches, premium live events, whatever. You get these kind of really wild and really crazy, just tapping out, not tapping out, but kicking out of everything. So lots of false finishes. You thought Gunther had Jey pinned. You thought Jey had Gunther several times. The match itself, I thought was really good for what those guys were able to do together. Big fan of Jey Uso, but I'll be the first to admit Jey Uso does not have the same repertoire as a top tier technician in a ring, but he's not like he has 5 moves to do. He's better than that. So love what I saw. Loved a lot of the false finishes. Loved when Jey got up in the different corner splashes and everything, and the spear. I love Gunther locking him in and him finding a way out of it. And then the poetic justice. You hear me? The poetic poetic justice of it being Gunther's own sleeper, or what you call it, sleeper? Gunther's own finisher, his submission finisher, is what Jey Uso uses to beat him. So essentially, you got beat at WrestleMania by your own move. Now, the question, talked to a few people since then. Of course, I've been on mine and seen a lot of people since then too. Why did Gunther tap out so fast? I don't have an answer for you on that. I really don't have an answer. I thought that it would be a little bit more, like he'd have to do a little bit more to win that. But he did take care of business. He handled business, and that's all that really matters, right? We can say what we want to say, but at the end of the day, Jey Uso yeeted his way out as your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And he's the fourth person from the Anoa'i bloodline to win that belt. I forget the great Yokozuna won that belt. Of course, the final boss. Back then, he was just The Rock who won that belt. Of course, big cousin Roman Reigns, and now Jey Uso. So very happy for him. He's had several matches against Gunther, several opportunities to win some type of world championship. And this is the first one he's been able to cash in. And I think, at least for me, this solidifies that total thing of basically, I can only do this if, well, he can only do this, but he can never win it. He's not the same star as some of those other three people that I named. I think winning that championship, being trusted by the company to win that championship, was a major thing. Major thing for Jey Uso. So again, night one, opening match, main event, Jey Uso, and the yeet were in full effect. I was yeeting from the couch. You feel me? Pre-match and post-match. Love Jimmy came out after the match, not interfering at all, but came out after the match to show him a little love. So that was amazing. That was great, and I love to see that. Like I said, when Playmaker does get here, I'm sure he'll want to go back, circle back, have some thoughts on that as well. But in the meantime, if you're watching, give us your thoughts on night one as we go through the matches. Again, we're going to go through Stand and Deliver as well, but kind of wanted to go this route. Playmaker hops in. We'll be able to just let him give his thoughts on those matches and then continue to keep things moving. All right. So next up, we had a match that I had some, we're going to say not positive things to say about the New Day. And you know what? I stand by everything that I said. Pretty decent match. You know, nothing great, nothing spectacular, but I think I'm having a hard time attempting y'all to just stay even keeled about this, because the New Day won the match. They won the match with a little bit of a cheat move. I believe Coffee grabbed one of the War Raiders' leg while the other one was taken out, and then Xavier Woods got the pin. I don't like how this makes the War Raiders look. They're two big, meaty men, and they lost to the New Day. Bless Big E. And you got to think about this twosome without Big E has not had success as good guys or bad guys. So I question the logic, even when we're talking about in the span of WWE, right? I question the logic of putting the belts on New Day. It's done. Hopefully it's not a long run, because let's be honest, this version of the New Day is not a version that we're looking at and saying they're going to be dominant. They're going to have to cheat to win. That's going to get old fast. And very arrogant is going to be these two guys. To me, the best part of the New Day is the new theme song. Love the new theme song. Love that they had the unicorn symbols on the back with the three heads, and then one of them withered away and like fell and withered away, kind of making another pot shot at Big E, you know. But just
and I'm gonna get the
I'm
first
just not a fan of how they've done things. I'm just not a fan. And it's crazy, but it is. It's happened. It's done. It's crazy. There's no way to go back and make any changes to what happened. Like I said, I question why we would do that, but we did do it. So, back-to-back matches. You're new WWE World Tag Team Champions. I guess they're World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, technically. The New Day. There'll be a couple of things we'll say. I don't think this makes sense. The New Day will definitely be one of those things for me. It's just hard for me to look at this and say this makes sense. It's just hard for me to say this makes sense. Now, maybe there's a long-term story. Maybe there's another member coming, but I just can't see it, y'all. I just cannot see the current version of the New Day that we have. I cannot see this version being a quote-unquote dominant team. I just don't see it. And like I said, maybe I got the shades on Ray Charles today. I just don't see it. I cannot see it. I cannot believe it. So again, guys, if you're watching, throw your thoughts in the comments on these matches as we're going through them as well. New Day won. Chicanery. It is what it is. Things happen. And ladies and gentlemen, we now are bringing in Mr. Playmaker. He is in the building with us. All right, so Playmaker, while you were getting on, welcome.
Oh, I know you didn't follow the diagram that you laid out.
I sure didn't, because I did not want to talk about NXT Stand and Deliver without you, sir.
But you want to talk about Jey Uso without me, though? Like, how does that?
I knew you would be here. I knew you would be here.
How does that work? Man, I just know he. Yes, I'm actually surprised he didn't do what he did Monday and start with a complaint. Because I know he got one.
We're gonna say the complaints.
Because I know he got one, just like everybody else got
one. One?
Oh, I know. Meaning, I'm talking about the main complaint, which is the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, sir. I'm not even talking about the Hall of Fame. To me, nothing happened. I won't. They got all the time they deserve from everybody in that 5-hour show. I'm not.
That was at 1 a.m. in the morning in the East Coast, by the way.
Triple H. You got to be ashamed of yourself, sir. An hour and 9 minutes? Really?
Hey, that is Triple H, man.
And this ain't your first time in the Hall of Fame. Man, they were showing the crowd, seeing pictures. People, Jey Uso over there with shades on like this. I know he sleep. Booker T over there sleep from 2 angles. The women over there struggling. Everybody was struggling too long, Triple H. You got to think about the other people.
And if you worked at NXT, you had to get up in that morning. So
WSP was going on, man. Glad you're in the building with us.
So so I was just like, everybody's not liking this.
We're fantastic, by the way. WSP, we are fantastic. Yeah, so I just wanted to slide in there a little bit. I knew you was going to be here soon. I knew the first thing you would want to do is go back and talk about Jey Uso.
I was like, this dude will start with Jey Uso. No, damn well does not.
Hey, they started the show. I ain't had nothing to do with what they decided to start the show with.
I said, you gave me the rundown.
Still.
I was like, okay, NXT first. All right, cool.
It's audible. It's audible.
No, you caught an audible when I'm not around. That's what you do.
Hey, man. I like to let you get your time with, especially. So if I had started with NXT and I got to that ladder match without you, you'd be mad.
Not really.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't, because
that girl did. I don't believe.
I wouldn't have got mad. You wouldn't have got to the women's championship match without me, though. That's for darn sure. When got that far.
So, sir, since I talked about it, go on and tell us your thoughts on the first matches.
Pretty much the only shocking thing about Jey Uso winning by submission. Did not have that on the radar.
Yeah, I think if Jey Uso would have lost, they would have lost a lot of business as a company. I think it was a business decision.
It don't matter about the win. It's how he won this. That was the shocking part.
I know. I'm just saying the reason why you and most people feel like the reason he won is the shocking part is because you could see the writing on the wall. Like he had to win. Anybody who disagree, it is what it is. All the yeeting that was done tells you all you need to know. And I was yeeting when he came in the ring, and I was yeeting after he won. I sure was. Believe that.
He made Gunther submit. Like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I like that. That was unexpected. The only thing I didn't like was why Gunther tip out.
We didn't have this on the card. Well, if you listen to Wade Barrett said Gunther know he ain't nowhere to go, so why stay in it?
Ain't nobody listening to Wade Barrett.
Hey, I'm starting to listen to Wade Barrett.
No, I'll be listening to Wade Barrett. I just gotta get Wade Barrett.
And I was like, well, you might be right on that because now he know how he feel when he put on everybody else. Oh yeah, I ain't going nowhere. Get me out of this right now. Remember, who did? I think that was AEW. Who did that in AEW? They're like, you know what? Nope. I don't got no way out of this. Let me get out of this right. Let me go ahead and concede right now.
That's an AEW staple.
Let me see. Let me concede this right now. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not winning.
AP in the building. What up, AP? AP says, nah, he tapped too quick.
That man knew he was done. When you know you're done, why stay and get punched some more?
I'm just saying the same thing. He put Jey Uso and Jey Uso fought out. He didn't even try to fight out. He was just like, "Oh, he got me." That's my only beef. That's my only beef.
Hey,
I don't have a problem with the
match.
Got it. That's my only beef.
I can see. Only his can get away with that. You know that, right?
That's true. It's definitely heel.
If that was Jay on the other end, you be hot as I don't know what. Now you not the fact that he lost. You would have been hot as I don't know what. That's because he tapped out too quick. Ain't in fact he lost. He tapped out so quick. He's like, hold on, bro. We can't be doing this. So congratulations to Jey Uso. You talk about the New Day. I did go in saying we're gonna have a lot of title changes, right?
Yeah, I did say they would have to cheat to win, and they did.
And New Day won. By the way, they have won their 12th tag team titles. They're 12. And he doesn't care.
They're still trash without Big E.
Hey, they can be trash without Big E, but hey, they won their 12th title.
Hey, Shinsuke Nakamura got multiple championships.
So, just saying. There's a record. They set a record at WrestleMania.
They was giving them.
Since he already started night one, I can't jump into NXT like I'm supposed to.
You know, me, Yolanda, I got a different look today. No hat and glasses. Yeah, we're going for the outside look. We outside today.
Yeah, you don't got no background either. That's another reason why.
Yeah, I tried the background thing, and honestly, it just did not work out properly like at all. So yeah.
Jade Cargill, Naomi. What you expected in a heated rivalry? When friends butt heads to this kind of level. It's on your mind. Go ahead. I'm gonna start right there. Go ahead. I can see it in yet. I can see it through your sunglasses. I can see it. Go ahead.
That match. My eyes were glued to the screen.
Glued for a different reason, but the way they told the story, you had no choice.
The good story. Outfits were phenomenal. Okay, hold on. The outfits were phenomenal. Okay, and Jade and Naomi properly filled out their attire. If you know what I'm saying, cakes galore. And I do want to shout out Jade Cargill. She gets a lot of hate for her wrestling skill. She had some nice moves in that match. She did have some nice moves in that match. And you can see that there's been some growth. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Jay's top tier wrestler now. but you can see that she's been working and there's been growth in her moveset, how she moves. She was nowhere near as stiff as she's been in the past. Now, granted, we have to take the Naomi effect into account. Naomi is a professional's professional. She's been doing this for a long time. So she's going to make anyone she works with look better as well. But this match was really good to me and a lot better than most people expected. And if it would have been a squash, it wouldn't have done anything for either one of those ladies. But the case was out.
Jade Cargill gets the dub. I believe I did pick Jade Cargill. Now I don't know. I think you picked Jade, but I think you was trying to lean toward Naomi, but you was like, no, I'm going Jade.
No, I'm going with Thunder Cakes.
But that match was when you have that type of match outside of the blood, you didn't get no blood, Damien, but that match was supposed to be physical.
It was physical.
By the way, that was a thing from night one when it comes to the ladies. It was a physical match.
It was physical. I got to give them credit.
Oh my god. Physical match.
Oh, and
now that I got that out the way, let me throw it back over to him because I know one thing.
AP says anybody thought Cargill was going to lose is crazy. Waste of a match.
The thing was everybody was so infatuated, even Cole Johnson.
Yeah.
Everybody was so infatuated with the Naomi Hill turn and what she was doing with her promos and video packages and stuff. They was glued to Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like Naomi's killing it. So they just like, yeah, Naomi.
Right.
I still pick Jade.
I mean, I had to pick Jade. She was returning. I had to pick Jade.
What's up? Al was good.
Yep, Al's in the building. Al Haas says, what's up, family? Hope y'all boys doing well. Can't complain, man. Get ready for night 2. Anthony asked a good question.
I don't think we're done with Jay Uso and Gunther. Gunther just lost the title. So
agreed.
We gotta run that back
first. They gotta run that back first. Because Gunther can't go out with losing by his own move, and that's the end of it. So they're gonna have to run that back first. I don't know how long that's gonna take, but they're gonna have to run that back.
Backlash. Run that back at Backlash.
But you know how they do.
I know. I'm saying run that jump back at Backlash because you know we got the draft coming. I don't even know what day the draft is, but
yeah.
Before tomorrow's show, I will have that date if I can find it.
I think Gunther's gonna be going to SmackDown for sure, and it'll give him a whole new area to play with.
But yeah, they got to run that back.
Yolanda says, "Hey y'all," then she says, "Cool, I didn't know that was you." I feel it. AP says, "Can we see Roma versus Jay for the belt? Possibly at some point."
I gotta say, I gotta wait for that draft first. I gotta wait for that draft. I gotta see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because we don't know what show Roma really supposed to be on. Yeah, where? John says, "Hello. What's going on, John?" And then John says, "Night 1 delivered, even though it was 4 hours."
Hey, at least it wasn't 8, like another company that could be going off on.
Man, AP
with
says
3,600 matches on the card.
What WWE giving you in 2 nights, TNA would have gave. I mean, not TNA, but AEW would have gave you in 1 show, and it would all been the main card. And then wonder why people be like fatigued. AP says Naomi needs to go to NXT. I wouldn't mind seeing her go drop in there a little bit to help those ladies out, but she should be on the main roster. But she could go in there and give a lot of advice to help a lot of those ladies out. Because Naomi been around the game for a while. And fine as wine. Damien says both women's matches were whack, in my opinion. I was expecting blood.
You sit your Latino butt down somewhere.
Yana says them kept having to pull up their tops was funny to me. Yeah, I read something on that, Yolanda. I wasn't gonna bring it up if somebody else didn't, but I did do some reading on it.
You wait on. I wasn't gonna bring it up. I was gonna be respectful.
Yeah, but what it was the type of outfits they had. They're notorious for that, so they try to do like the stickers, the sticker tape inside and stuff. But it's still just just the type of material it is. They normally have some slidage, whoever's wearing them. So it's just a thing.
It didn't take away from the match. That's the great. That's the funny part. It didn't take away from the match.
Yeah, it didn't take away from the match.
That did not surface a lot around like it usually does. That did not surface a lot. Usually stuff like that happens. That surface almost everywhere. You can't get away from it.
It did.
Not this one. Surface. No, it's. I say it didn't surface like it normally does.
It did surface, but not a lot. Yeah, you're right. It didn't surface a lot.
Normally, Normally, when that happens, it's everywhere. Like you can't turn.
I mean, it was minimal, and it's just everybody understand the material was just difficult to kind of keep up.
Did they understand the material, or were they so glued to the match?
I think a little bit of both.
All right, sir. This is your moment. Since you already did, Jay, I'm gonna give you the other moment. There you go. Come on, you already know what we're going to next. It's your moment. There you go. You've been waiting for it, and it happened.
Fatu. So LA Knight comes out with Jacob Fatu comes out with the werewolf mask with Solo. So I'm like, please go in the back, Solo. Stay your ass in the back. Solo goes in the back. I'm like, bet Fatu about to win. Because if he was out there, Solo's out there, that's a different story. Because Solo be messing it up for Fatu. So he went in the back, took the werewolf match with him. Fatu comes to the ring. I'm like, yo, he about to do it. He about to do that darn thing. LA Knight comes out in the car and everything, which was a nice interest for LA Knight. And the Meaty Boys did a watch along. So I was watching it during this part. And because truthfully, y'all, I watched about half of WrestleMania Night 1, fell asleep, and then had to go back and watch the rest. I ain't gonna lie. That's what happened. I think I yeeted myself halfway out earlier in the show. But so this is one of the matches I did see and live. And LA Knight put up a good fight, right? But there was no way one-on-one that he was gonna beat the Samoan werewolf.
I ain't gonna lie, when he turned that moonsault into a BFT, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was all he almost got him right there. That BFT, they call it the BFT out of nowhere, and it was. But see, you needed this for Fatu's reign to make sense. Because this is what people have to understand. Psychology behind this. Let's drop into psychology a little bit. LA Knight, 2-time United States champion, even though this wasn't a long reign, 2 reigns, right? He lost the first time to Shinsuke because he let Shinsuke get in his head and he was out of character during the match and Shinsuke beat him. This one, you lost to a guy who is unstoppable. What did he say himself? All gas, no brakes.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So that's what he says. So Fatu is that dude.
And once Fatu hit that first move, I said, yep, he ain't done.
Yeah.
Go ahead. There you go.
Fatu, yeah, he needed this win to be this way. He needed to be where he had to overcome LA Knight. And he did that. And that makes Knight look stronger, and it makes Fatu look stronger as a new champ. Shout out to Hunter.
That was something. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, he turned the moves onto a BLT. Oh my gosh.
Now I'm not gonna front. At that moment, I was like, kick out. You know how you just be like you lean to the side. Kick out.
Had you nervous?
Yeah, but I was very happy that Fatu got that championship.
I was like, man, that was something right there. But Fatu
got what you call it?
2 members of the family walking out champions. You gotta be proud. 2 members of the family walking out champions.
Yep, Haku came out to celebrate when that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, Haku came. I was like, where the heck Solo at? I was looking for Solo to come out.
Haku gave him a Samoan spike. Told him to stay in the back.
I was looking for Solo to come out, but he didn't. So I'm like, okay, it's all good. But hey, that works. Congratulations to Fatu. The World Heavyweight Championship and the United States Championship are within the bloodline now.
Yep. Yeeting, all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean?
Then we get to the Women's World WWE Women's Championship world champions today. First of all,
unfortunately,
this is why. First of all, this is why Cool and Cole has been going at Charlotte Flair for the changes in her looks. Because, and I said, oh, they dressed the same. So we basically had two Barbies going at each other. I was like, I did not expect that. By the way, how you like the entrance way, or what they did with the entrance? Literally, fans are sitting in the entrance. I was like, that's different.
I liked how they did the I like that, and I also like how Tiffany's interest, like she was in the Barbie thing.
Yep,
I like that. I thought that was original and something that's good for her character. Somebody else did that, like it's garbage, but it works for Tiffany.
They referenced that in the press conference too. That match was physical. Now yeah. I'm hoping Charlotte didn't re-injure that knee. Because it felt like towards the end of that match, she couldn't do what she really wanted to do anymore.
Yeah, and I like how and you got to give Tiffany props for that too, because Tiffany Stratton could have still been trying to do things the way that they had planned, but when she saw that Charlotte was injured, she also changed up her approach. So the ring psychology from both of these ladies, it was still physical, but in a way where it didn't negatively affect Charlotte's leg any more than it would have been.
So I'm hoping,
and that's something that's impressive when the younger wrestler does that.
I hope she didn't re-injure that knee severely.
Shit, I don't know.
That was Charlotte's having physical matches lately. That might be the problem.
Yeah, when you're injured like that, you got to change your style. It's like, I'll give an example outside of WWE. Will Ospreay, right? He was having concussions and issues because his style was too carefree and wild and loose. So he had some talks with people like Chris Jericho and others, and they were like, look, man, you got to change your style up so you can last. And now we're getting some of the same moves still, but we're not getting everything trying to be a spot fest. Everything got to be a big physical thing or a spot fest. You sometimes just wrestle. Then you sprinkle in.
To be honest with you, my sister, I think Charlotte might have been the choice, but depending on what happened with that knee, they might have changed it on the fly.
I think Tiffany was always going to win the match. But I think the injury made people feel better about her winning that didn't want her to win. Does it make sense? That's just my opinion again.
But I'll take that L because that was a biased pick on my part. I'll take that.
I mean, I think it was a 50-50, to be unfair. I think it was a 50-50. Like, you didn't know which way they was going to go. And I can't be mad at you for picking Charlotte. I mean, she beats everybody too, right? It's like she got stroke backstage. She like to do click back there or something. So I can't blame you for picking her, but I just say I'm going to go with Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time. It's too early.
I would say it is. I would say it is, though. I would give Tiffany this prop right here. It like she flipped a switch. I was like, there was a different look. I think midway through that match, a different look came upon Tiffany's face. I'm like, she flipped the switch just then.
Mm-hmm.
All the pretty and fantastic gymnast stuff, forget all that. She went straight Minnesota Tiffany Stratton.
Yep, she went straight ex-cheerleader. I'm going to give it to you.
I was like, man. Okay, so that means Tiffany showed she can get rough and rowdy when it needs to be.
And that's why I think she was always planning to win the match. But I think the knee injury may have changed how some things happen to not further injure Charlotte.
But Tiffany Stratton, you showed something else that's going to keep that nasty streak.
Yeah, I ain't
going to say keep. I'm going to say don't forget it. Because you're going to need it down the straight. You're going to keep defending this title.
Bring it out when you need to. You ain't got to keep it out, but when you need to, bring it out. I'm with you, Playmaker.
I say, okay, she got another side to her. Okay, that's something we want to see.
Playmaker, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
How long are they going to keep them championship belts, you think?
I got to see who's next in line.
I'll pick a Pepsi and a honey bun to beat them.
Not a Pepsi and a honey bun.
I did Pepsi and a honey bun.
That man said a Pepsi and a honey bun. Hey, Cole Johnson finally made it in.
All right, let's hit the comments real quick before we get to one match that I really don't even want to talk about, and then another match that I know you have some things that you want to enjoy about. So AP says night 1, I rated it a 6 until the main event it changed to a 9. Laugh out loud.
There's a lot different. Like we getting all the negative people in our comments, but when you go out on social media, it's a whole different tone that was being said.
I gave it a 7. I'll talk about it then. Mm-hmm. Yolanda said no nip slips. Well, there was one that we saw, but it was out of the ring, and somebody really had to get thirsty to get it. But there was one.
Very thirsty.
Happy Easter, gentlemen. Very thirsty. Exactly. And then Universal also says, unfortunately, night 1 was very disappointing and mostly bad, except for the last 10 minutes of the main event. Hey, I mean, I told y'all at the beginning of the show, the one thing about me, if you're going to WrestleMania, you're only going to one night. You always do night 2. You never do night 1. Unless there's somebody you really want to see. Like yo dude. Like if you're a big Jey Uso fan and he's got a championship match night 1, I get going to night 1. But if not, right, night 2 is going to be the one that's going to satisfy you. AP also says, Fatu better alone. Tama Tonga needs the job at Walmart. Dude 42 making crazy sounds. And then Yolanda says, Fatu. I do enjoy that. Then Yolanda says, Bloodline winning championships again. Yeet. Then she says, doorbell.
That will be my phone, not doorbell.
Yeah. Yolanda says, I'm glad Tiff won. I really thought they was going to give the title to Charlotte like they always do. Facts. Gotta take the shades off of that. Yolanda says, if so, she needs to retire, talking about Charlotte having another leg injury. And then, as alluded to a few minutes ago by my co-host, the other half of your monarchy, Cole Johnson in the building. He said, Stratton versus Flair. It should have just done nothing but individual promos. That match was good, but the build-up tainted the match. Okay. Cole also says, good afternoon, Monarchs. Good afternoon to you, and happy Easter to you and everyone else in the chat. All right. And then Cole also says, Stratton was going to go over. It's time for Flair to begin doing the honors. Flair might get a W against Stratton later. That's backlash.
You do know Charlotte's on a trajectory of winning the most titles ever in wrestling, right?
Man, I'm telling you, that's what Cole said.
That's what I'm telling Cole. I'm like, you do realize Cena might win 17. That does not negate that Charlotte might not win 18.
Agreed. Cole also says, I love the fact Stratton has a nasty streak to her. Absolutely. Then Cole says, I'm with you, cool. They went home sooner than they probably wanted to protect Flair and that knee of hers. Dre Day, Sports Way with Dre Day says, my baby Bailey is out tonight. I'm sure Becky will be replacing her with Irish Connection.
We ain't get to night 2 yet. I need your night 1 thoughts, Dre. I need your night 1 thoughts. We'll get to night 2 in a minute.
In all fairness to Dre, this did happen on the
and night 1. I know.
Yeah, so in all fairness, and hey, anytime we talk about Bailey cakes, and that's a cake with a K, not a C. These are all cakes.
Of course, you're gonna go for it because it's Bailey.
I'm there. I'm with it. I don't care if it's NXT. I'm with it. Let's go. Carry on, sir. Carry on.
The fact that it was somebody who posted a video of her and Lyra hugging it out sometime during the week at WrestleMania in Vegas, and she had on the dress. I was like, uh-oh. It's like, uh-oh.
Dre says, my baby is all I care about right now. Laugh out loud.
Dude, you got more than one. So
I guess Bailey's his main one, though, sir.
Yeah, he act like you when it comes to that. Bailey's number one on the list.
He definitely.
So Dre saw the same one that I saw.
Oh, it just wasn't you two. I agree, babe. I agree, Dre. Bailey's sundress.
And it was colorful too.
I didn't even notice the colors, bro.
How you not? Let me see. You know what?
I had to go back and look and see the colors. I wasn't paying attention to the colors, sir. I was not paying attention to the colors.
How you look at Bailey and not see the colors? You just
become distracted, sir. That's how distractions can happen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes, AP. Oh, no. Dre Day says her Hall of Fame dress too. Lord have mercy. All I could say was Lord have mercy. Well, I thought it, but yeah. Agreed, sir. Agreed.
I ain't gonna lie. Seeing everybody at the Hall of Fame, it might be the first time a lot of dudes are jealous of Dirty Don for once. Might be the only time you're mad at Dirty Don in a good way.
I would say this. Liv might not be as caked out as some of the other women, but I've had some harsh things to say about Liv's cakes in the past. I'm going to have to say about half of them may have been a little bit harsh. About half of them a little bit harsh. The other half, they were accurate.
The fact that you're taking half of this is tells you something of what Liv looked at the Hall of Fame.
In that Hall of Fame dress, I was like,
Maybe I need to take some of this stuff.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, let me back up.
Let me reconsider.
Yeah. Let me read a little bit more.
My initial thoughts here.
Yeah, I just need to do a little bit more on the subject.
Well, my sisters, ironically, Bailey was attacked backstage, and we don't know who.
Yeah. So AP says, was it me or Big E talking? He looks and sound mad. He can't wrestle again. Oh, he definitely sounded like he definitely be low. It was definitely low key salt in his voice. Low, not even low key.
I think it's because it's WrestleMania. Because all the other shows he does, no problem. I think the fact that it's WrestleMania
and the fact that it was those two jabronis that put him out that won a championship, that might not have made him happy either. Yolanda says, what happened to Bailey? Did I miss something? And you just answer that for her. Cole says, WWE needs to be beat down for putting that trash New Day versus Viking War White Men Raiders on WrestleMania instead of Raw after Mania.
By the way, to add to what Cool McCain harped on the show on Monday and just flat out started complaining out the gate, they did something that I said they was going to do at WrestleMania, but they did it on Friday. DIY messed up the whole tag team match. And they took the tag team titles on SmackDown. They all said, I had enough of this. But instead of having this put on SmackDown on WrestleMania, this Friday coming, Street Profits, Motor Machine Gun, DIY, and a TLC match on SmackDown.
A better match than this crap that we got in WrestleMania, right? Cole, thank you. So all I want to say is the New Day should have won the championships on Raw 2 weeks from now. Not even the Raw after WrestleMania. Or at Backlash. Okay? The New Day as constantly constituted, is currently constituted, does not deserve to win a championship at WrestleMania. And anybody who disagrees with me, don't argue with me. Argue with your mama or your auntie.
A TLC match on SmackDown.
And not WrestleMania. But we had to watch this match. We had to watch that match. Thank you, Cole. 1,000% agree. Thank you, Cole. Dre Day says Raquel was looking good too with that thigh sticking out. Lord have mercy. Again,
right,
you are not wrong.
Here's my question. When them three that's going to break away from the Judgment Day? It's literally them three.
Right now, we just thinking about the thigh, Liv's dress. That's what we're thinking about right now. And I'm going to go a little bit further for you, Dre. Not just the thigh. the bottom part total of Raquel. Mm. Mm. Mm.
See,
and why are we talking about? Stephanie was looking quite sumptuous over in the front row at the Hall of Fame too.
Hey, and you forgot Triple H had $3 because good gracious.
I don't be talking about children. I don't know.
I looked at it. They all look.
I know Stephanie 18.
Like, I'm like, dang, what time has gone?
Yeah, they do look like they used to look like little kids the last time we saw them. Now they all look older. I'm just gonna say that. But Stephanie, Linda wasn't looking bad for her age over there either, though.
It was nice to see Mrs. McMahon showing love to the son-in-law.
Yep. Anything? I ain't gonna go into that.
Don't you do it? Don't do it. Just read the comment.
Cole said, "Why did they do a trash WWE World Tag Team match finish on the SmackDown before Mania? Because
they wanted to set up the TLC match.
You know, it's fire in the building. They didn't want you to hear that at WrestleMania. That's why they did that, in my opinion." Dre says Raquel is underrated as far as looks, but she's definitely a hottie. Latino heat right there.
She ain't underrated to me. They don't know what everybody else be. Don't know what everybody else be talking about.
Raquel been handcakes. That's the muscle cakes too.
Oh, when it comes to Raquel, we get love over here. When it comes to looks,
yes, and especially her cake swirls with a K.
Because most of the time, the main story is Liv Morgan. So
yeah, but it don't mean that we don't got love for Raquel over here. Does not mean that at all.
How is you gonna make it a triple threat if there's no stupid finish?
You could have just had the triple threat to begin with at WrestleMania, and you wouldn't have.
Yeah, you could have did that, but I'm saying if you're gonna do that match and you got to set it up for a triple threat, you got to have a stupid finish to set it up.
I feel you.
There's no other way around it.
So can I make this one fast?
Go ahead.
I don't even want to waste time on this. Can we make this one fast? Because this does not deserve. It doesn't even really deserve to be talked about in WrestleMania. Your opportunity to go to the bathroom was doing El Grande Americana and Ray Phoenix, and this is nothing against Ray Phoenix.
Actually, Ray Phoenix wasn't even Ray Phoenix wasn't even the original thing. Ray Mysterio got hurt on SmackDown, by the way.
Right.
And they just switched one Ray for another Ray.
And another Ray. Yep. And what happened was we know El Grande Americana went and put the plate in his face, and then Ray Phoenix was hitting him with like a kick and hurt his foot because of the metal plate, and then he got the win.
I think, to me, listen to Triple H in the press conference. I think they're probably gonna do something with Ray Felix. The simple fact that he was able to fit right in straight away, and do the job to help keep this Americano storyline going. Especially you feeling it at WrestleMania out the gate.
Like I said, my disdain for this had nothing to do with Ray Phoenix, but definitely a bathroom break. I might have missed one good move, but El Grande Americana was involved, so it couldn't have been so good. That's just how I feel about it. I stand by that feeling and continue to feel that way to this day. At this very moment.
You have every right to feel that way, sir.
Yeah,
I have no problem. And then the main event. Seth Rollins.
AP. We'll get to that. Go ahead. We'll get to that. Sorry.
Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman in his corner. Seth Rollins came out in a dark suit. Screen went black. Nobody knew what was going on, and all of a sudden he came out in a white suit. Well, okay, I don't know what Seth Rollins was doing, but all right. Roman Reigns walking to the ring by himself.
I like Roman Reigns' old music better than this version of the Tribal Chief song.
Dude, you said that ever since he came back.
Yeah, I just want to make sure people know I'm being consistent with it.
But Roman Reigns walking to the ring by himself with the Ula Fala. Interesting sight.
That's why I'd be losing. Trash music.
Interesting sight. And then CM Punk with the live music.
And the hype video.
Hype video too.
Speaking of hype videos, forgot to mention this. Rewind back to Jay Cargill. My man was outside doing a weather prediction.
I knew that was there. I was like, wow. I said, you can't.
That was cool. I like that.
Live music for CM Punk walking to the ring. That match. I did not know when that match was going in.
Oh, that's a fair assessment, sir. That is a very.
Oh my God! I did not know when that match was going to end. I looked. I said, "Okay, Roman Reigns don't got GTS stomp still kicked out of both of them." Like, man, all right.
Them dudes was getting 5 moves put on them and kicking out. It's crazy, and not the third person interfering, literally kicking out.
This is no breakup. I mean, Seth Rollins gets put through the table. He gets speared. 1, 2. He kicks out. Everybody, you can see the fans with their jaws drop. Like, what is going on here?
Suspend logic.
What do we have to do? What do we have to do to get a finish here?
Yeah,
and then at one point, crazy look. And then at one point, if I remember this correctly, CM Punk, GTS Roman Reigns. No.
Roman Reigns speared Seth Rollins.
No, I take that back. This is what happened. Roman Reigns speared Seth Rollins first. Mm-hmm. CM Punk, GTS Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins curve stomp Roman Reigns. I'm like,
and everybody was laying down. Yep.
Everybody laying. I'm like, what is going on here?
No, we messed that up.
You probably did.
All
Punk, 3 of them took each other finishing move at the same time.
CM Punk got GTS Seth Rollins. That's when he fell into the ropes. Roman Reigns speared Seth Rollins, and then CM Punk, and then while he was on the ground, he got curb stomped, and then Seth Rollins fell. That's what happened.
I was like, what is going on here? And then Paul Heyman graphics there. I was like, okay, now I can sit up.
Now we get to the end of the match. Fine.
Now I can sit up. Now I was like, oh, now Paul Heyman makes his move. Even though Paul Heyman was looked destruct the whole entire match.
He did a waddle over to the ring.
CM Punk came out, hey, anything I need to know about Roman Reigns? And Paul Heyman was like, man, you can beat him up. I don't care. You can beat that guy up, Seth Rollins, but not my tribal chief, though. That just was so funny. He throws the chair to CM Punk. CM Punk is like, I'm about to load on Roman Reigns. Not so fast. Paul Heyman low below CM Punk. Roman Reigns got the biggest smile on his face. I have my rights, man. He's in my corner. And he's going to work on CM Punk with that chair. Paul Heyman, look, my tribal chief, look. Flashing all the way back. Long time storytelling. This story would never end at all. I don't see how this story is ever going to end until them two retire.
Oh, it's over now, sir.
No, it ain't. It ain't over.
Together is over.
It ain't over. As soon as them two cross paths again, we're going to bring her all the way back up again. This ain't over. They might be taking a break, but this ain't over.
The bloodline is over.
Roman Reigns has a chair. Seth Rollins is getting up from the ropes. Back turned to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, you know how that look is. Like, yeah, I'm about to get you. Yeah, I'm finna wear you out with this chick. Paul Heyman low blows Roman Reigns. So I'm sitting here like, there you go. And I love how they did the camera angle. So you ever notice Seth Rollins never turned around. He just stood there. like the visionary he is.
He just held his hand out.
Gets the chair from Paul Heyman, goes to work, curb stomp, and who he pins? He pins Roman Reigns. That's what I say. They might be taking a break there. This ain't over.
Well,
Seth Rollins pinned Roman Reigns.
When I say it's over, I mean there's no more bloodline. Like, is he going to be something else? Because that whole thing is over now because everybody done turned their back on Roman. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be some reciprocation for Seth and for Paul Heyman, of course. Lots of reciprocation.
This here, I was like, Seth Rollins wins and he leaves WrestleMania with Paul Heyman.
And Seth Rollins refused to do any media afterwards. All I'm gonna say about it is this was expected by a lot of people, including us. Everybody got online and said, "Hey, I called it."
Everybody didn't start calling until after a few of us said it first.
I'm just saying.
I'm explaining it because the funny thing is, you remember when I said it? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not seeing it. That very Monday Night on Raw, that's when Seth Rollins said Paul Heyman owes me a favor. I was like, good gracious, there we go.
Yeah, I kind of felt it. As soon as they kept bringing up the favor, I was like, it's going to be Seth Rollins that wins just because this whole favor thing's going to go back and forth. And then
we didn't know what the favor was.
No, we didn't know what it was, but I felt like Seth Rollins was going to win that match and Paul Heyman was going to turn on both of them.
So then when CM Punk said that's not the favor, I'm like,
man, you gonna get yourself put in a title match? And my thing is, you waste your favor on him being your corner. You could use the favor to get a title match at Backlash, bro. What did you think?
He used his favor for a promise that was to a promise. It was promised years ago.
I understand that whole backstory, but I also understand that you're in the business not to have your buddy in your corner at WrestleMania, but to win championships. Just saying.
And I was like, yeah, triple threat match. There's no favor. That's not the favor he wanted because he was already talked about main event in WrestleMania. He's main event in WrestleMania, but that's not the favor. So CM Punk and Roman Reigns is going to be fighting between Paul Heyman and you have Seth Rollins in the mix. I think I like Seth Rollins' chances here.
Yeah. So shout out to that, no sir. We're gonna go backwards, y'all. Stand and Deliver. So it ain't gonna take too long because it wasn't a lot of matches.
Now, Stand and Deliver, they had a pre-show match. And shout out to Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan. They are now the number one contenders for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
And that's a pre-show
They'll get that match. They'll get that match Tuesday night on NXT, right in Vegas. We'll talk about that other side of that match a little later. Ricky Saints held on to the North American Championship over Ethan Page.
With the Tony fumble chat.
And the crowd in Vegas went hard at Tony Khan.
They did.
And I don't think it was really about Ricky Saints. I think it was about both of them too.
It was. Ricky Saints got the win. I liked the match, but there wasn't anything in the match that made me like, oh man, this is great. It was a good, solid match, and Ricky Saints got the win for me.
All right. There was, if you was to ask me, there had to be something that gave you a little bit of Playmaker. I mean, you couldn't enjoy all of it, right? Something had to irk your nerves or get to you somehow, right? You know how people are. So you want a little negativity? Here's my negativity. You're telling me a team who went through an identity crisis finally won. Technically, they want to say 3 matches, but they won a match, which was a gauntlet match, and all of a sudden they become tag team champions.
Hang it tight. Hang it tight.
I'm like, If y'all was gonna do that, y'all could at least let them go 2-3 weeks of winning matches, and then win the titles.
Well, at least they was at the pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it. At least it was on the PLE and not on the Friday Night SmackDown or Tuesday night.
I'm just saying they finally learned how to win.
It still did them better.
Which was a gauntlet match for the number one contendership, and then you just can win the titles just like that.
Still did them better than they did the New Day. I mean, not the New Day. Still did them better than they did the Street Profits.
You just saying it because it was at Stand and Deliver. That's all you saying.
Yeah,
they had a match. That don't make it better.
And they won. It does make it better.
It don't make it better.
It does.
At least with the Street Profits, they worked their butts off to get there. Even if it was on free TV.
And they still didn't even give them the decency of putting them on the card, but that's here or there. It's here and there, but
the only way I will accept this is that FISEM's coming up to the main roster very soon.
They probably
because you can't tell me a team finally won a match after having an identity crisis and all of a sudden they can just win everything.
If the New Day can win the tag team championships, all the teams from NXT can go to Raw.
Man, New Day is one of the most decorated tag teams in history.
With Big E.
With Big E, but it don't matter. They won the most historic tag teams, okay? We ain't gonna compare New Day with Hank and Tank. That is not happening.
I am. Because
there is no comparison.
Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They can.
They'll get dog walked by the New Day.
Fraxium can beat Xavier Woods. Me and you can.
I'll give you Fraxium, but I ain't giving you Hank and Tank over the New Day.
Xavier Kofi Kingston ain't got no chest.
They'll play mind games with Hank and Tank so darn easily.
They ain't even got no. He ain't got no chest, bro.
He don't gotta have no chest. When you get into the mind of the other team, that's all it takes. It's a mental thing to this.
Hank and Tank will beat him.
Hank and Tank don't got the mental capacity right now.
They can still beat the New Day. All the fans gotta do is start booing. All Big E gotta do is come in the ring, Hank and Tank corner, New Day already lost. Sam line.
See, your hatred for the New Day is blind is clouding your judgment.
It's not clouding my judgment. Your love for them is clouding your judgment. That's actually what's happening.
This is clouding your judgment right now.
Your love is clouding your judgment. You're not acknowledging the fact that Big E was a major part of that team. And you're trying to sit here and tell me that without Big E, there's anywhere near the same team it is with Big E. I will not accept.
I said they don't matter how you feel. They still the most decorated tag team. You can't take it away from them.
And you can't take away the Big E was.
I didn't say without Big E. I just said they the most decorated tag team.
That's only with Big E. That's what I'm saying. That's the worst coming out of my
mouth. A newly NXT tag team in Hank and Tank and beat the New Day. Get out of here, man.
Yep.
Get out of here with that. Now I'll give you Fat Sim. Okay, I'll give you Fat Sim.
Who has the New Day beaten besides this match in the LWO?
That's pretty much all they faced thus far.
Right. So who else? But I'm saying, even before they were bad guys, Kofi and Xavier Woods couldn't beat nobody.
We talking about the NXT. We talking about the NXT team that had an identity crisis until a week ago.
Now they got it together. The New Day had an identity crisis.
It ain't take them a week to finally win the tag team titles, though.
When the last time they won titles before this? How long has it been?
A while. I know that, but that's what I'm saying. But you act like they don't know how to do it, though. You got like Hank and Tank know how to do it all of a sudden. New Day don't. That is not how that works. New Day will run mind games on Hank and Tank because they still fresh.
And still lose the match
and make them look stupid and have them go through another identity crisis.
They're gonna lose the match. They're gonna lose the belts at Backlash because the New Day sucks. Without Big E, unless they bring in a third member, they won't be winning. They bring in a third member that has the belts for a long time.
A freshly new NXT tag team is gonna beat the New Day. That is not happening.
This version, yep.
That is very disrespectful.
It's disrespectful that they are tag team champions, but they are.
You can say you don't like them being tag team, but I'm cool with that. But you ain't finna tell me Hank and Tank finna beat me.
If I am, I just did.
If I know New Day can play mind games with them, like the way they be doing, like, come on now.
Hank and Tank will beat them. You don't like it? That's fine.
Hank and Tank would beat them, but they just got done beating one of the most physical NXT tag team champions been on NXT in the War Raiders?
Hank and Tank just beat Fraction.
And you telling me Hank and Tank can beat the War Raiders?
No, but they can beat the New Day.
But the New Day beat them. Come on now.
Okay, but you telling me the New Day? Okay, so since you want to go that, you telling me that the New Day that Fraxium could beat the New Day, but Hank and Tank just beat them. So you come on here. So since you're gonna make that argument, I got you on the other side of that. So miss me with that. The New Day is weak.
We talking about two tag teams who went against each other, who've been doing it for the longest. Hank and Tank just started.
But you just said Fraxium, who ain't been no tag team but like a year or two, could beat the New Day. You said yourself, I give you that.
Faction been going through wars. Faction been going through wars.
All right.
Individually and the tag team. How many times you guys remember like I don't know how they do it? They get themselves killed. They get this killed in an individual match, but somehow in the tag team match they come out victorious.
They started winning belts when they became a tag team because they was fighting each other at first. But we're not gonna talk about none of that. All I'm saying is Hank and Tank could beat the New Day. If you don't agree with me, I don't care.
Hell no, I don't agree with you on that.
Well, ain't a team out there that can't beat the New Day in WWE.
No, there are teams out there that can beat the New Day. Just
AAA ain't one. Teams in AAA could beat the New Day. The tag teams in AAA.
Do they even have tag teams in AAA right now?
They about to. WWE about them, so they about to.
I was like, wait a minute, do he?
It's a few teams that they could beat. I think Hank and Tank could beat them. I think Hank and Tank could beat them because they got the size and power, and they're not gonna overlook.
Notice I didn't say nothing about the size. I said the mental part. Will we get the New Day?
The mental part is cool to get to the match. Once you get the match, you got to beat the other team.
You play mental parts in the ring too.
I hear you. I just don't believe it.
No, you just hate the New Day that much. That's what that is.
No, there's some teams that could beat. They could beat Pretty Deadly.
Oh God, who can't beat Pretty Deadly? Jeez. Until Pretty Deadly go the Angelo Dawkins rep and finally flip that switch, everybody will beat them.
They could beat a Dirty Dom.
I need Pretty Deadly to flip that switch and like, okay, I had enough of this, and start snapping on people. They don't snap on people. That's why.
The New Day could beat Dirty Dom and Carlito.
Based on how they doing Carlito, I think anybody can beat Carlito at this moment in time. You don't got to be a tag team. You can be an individual match. I think everybody will beat Carlito at this moment in time. The way they've been booking Carlito. But I give Carlito that. He did take that spear very well on social media.
He did.
That was funny. My funeral will be this time. My friend asked for privacy.
Hey, you want me to be funny real quick? The New Day could beat Chase U.
Please don't bring them back because that's what they're trying to do. They trying to while you sitting here playing, they're gonna have you around here cussing because they trying to bring Chase U back if you ain't been paying attention.
I've been paying attention. Andrew Chase was out the thing.
Cool gonna be around here mad as I don't know what when Chase U come back.
I'm really laughing. I'm like NXT don't even follow their own rules and protocols.
That darn.
I'm gonna be laughing.
God darn, Hank and Tank won the tag team titles out now they on a 2-match winning streak. What the heck?
New Day on a 2-match winning streak too.
Technically, yeah, you're right because that first one it should have been a 3-1, but they decided to just go ahead and send a message to the War Raiders and beat the holy crap out of them.
If they didn't do that, they wouldn't have won the match.
So technically, you're right, but hey,
I know.
They sent the message on the first one, so
it's a message. They ain't telling them they was gonna hold one of my man's legs down.
Hey, they heels. They do whatever they want.
They do.
We know how this works.
Oh, should have been on WrestleMania though, but that's neither here nor there.
Now, North American Women's Championship need to be decided in a 6-women ladder match. So Ruka, Kalani Jordan, Zaria, Easy Dane, Lola Vice,
Julia.
I'm sorry, I said Lola Vice. Jesus Christ. And I should have said her last. I forgot the last person name. Oh, she just came back. Speaking of Chase U, Dali came back, so
that was a match of cakes.
That was a match of physicality too.
So Ruka. Yo.
Thank you. A soul snatcher off the ladder.
Off the ladder.
And then she followed it up with a double snow snatcher.
And I want to appreciate the fact that she has the NXT Women's Championship and the Speed Championship, because hopefully we won't have to hear about her being Speed Champion, because I don't want to hear about Speed. Because I don't care about Speed. I'm sorry if you do. I do not care about Speed. Speed could be done tomorrow and it would not affect me at all. Actually, if Speed was gone tomorrow, it would get the same happiness and joy for me that Mike Malone getting fired got. I would be happy.
If this was a different episode, I'll actually dive into a different show. I actually dive into that, but I'm not going to do it. But yes, them snows, they gave me what I wanted. As I said, so we better give me a snow snatcher. I don't care who wins. I want a snow snatcher, god darn it.
That double soul snatcher. That was good.
It's the fact that she did it after she gave a snow snatcher the easy thing off the ladder. To get right back up and do the double snow snatcher.
So Ruka, you deserve the win. Good. Big ups to you.
So yeah, happy to see So Ruka get that title. Her and Zai came to blows. It did happen. They did come to blows. Only one can win the championship.
Booker T said, "I don't like that you came out behind her. I don't like that." Booker T's a funny cat.
You don't have to like it. You have to deal with it though. That's what it was. She did her thing. And speaking of Booker T, the NXT Women's Championship was on the line in a fatal four-way.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody wanted Miss Parker to win that title, but I said once Julia came back, yep, her chances went down a whole lot. Give me either Julia or Stephanie to retain. And Cool's like, you know what? I have to agree with you on that one. But when you're Booker T and you get all three ladies catching the I don't even know what they call that move, to be honest. What is that move called anyway? I've never heard. I don't think I've ever heard Vince Joseph gave that move a name.
I don't think so either.
But Booker T did his thing with all three times. And then he got a Booker T chant for it too.
Booker T does the book.
Which was crazy to me. And that's crazy because it's like 9 o'clock in the morning over there doing this, calling this match.
Yep.
But Stephanie retains her title. Oh, and she pinned Jada Parker, by the way.
Stephanie Vakir was going to be the one to win.
But I know everybody waiting for this fucking. I said, Julia don't came back. Nope. Them chances went tremendously down. Tremendously went down. And then the main event. Oh, it's called the Devil's Kiss. Interesting name for that move.
I hadn't heard that before, but
I haven't either. The Devil's, hey, it's Cole Johnson. We ain't gonna question Cole Johnson.
Oh, you forgot the Angelo family in Dark.
Oh, I was gonna get to that.
State.
I was gonna get to that because I think that is like the main story of NXT Stand and Deliver.
Carry on.
That's the main story of NXT Stand and Deliver. But since you brought it up, yep, I was waiting on it. I ain't said on the show, but I was waiting. I'm like, Somehow the family gonna get broken up. I just don't know who's gonna do it. But I just got a feeling the family get broken up here. And sure enough, Stacks turned his back on the Don.
And he gave him the John Cena.
Turned his back on the Don.
He gave my man a John Cena straight kick to the we call it the inverted undertaking. But Paul Heyman, I wanted to link these two together by saying Paul Heyman was giving people the Ric Flair. And the underboss that gave people the daggone undertaking.
But I can tell. I knew beforehand it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I think folks can really see it because now, if I can speak to the Don real quick, you can get mad at Stats all you want to because he tied in. You jumped off the rope to hit the guy that was coming to take you off the ropes. Your man in the ring, he needed somebody to tag. He was getting his behind whooped in the ring. He needed to get out of there. Stats jumped on the apron. I got you. And Adonis looked at him like, how dare you? I'm like, really, bro? How you gonna look at him like that? Your brother, your partner needed a tag. Why you up there outside trying to handle business? That man needed a tag. See, this is what happens when you're like the leader and you want everything done your way. Sometimes everything can't be done your way.
Yeah, I mean, we already knew this was gonna happen, so it wasn't a huge surprise.
But yes, if you want to look for the main storyline coming from our NXT Stand and Deliver, it is the Don family. And Stats leaving the Don lane for Dark State to get another win. Now the question is, how long is Dark State going to take over? What will we be doing with Dark State here?
We gonna find
they
out.
already done one. They already caused the chaos. Now they have beaten the main event of Stand and Deliver before, and now they just book up the family. What's next with Dark State?
The Disruptors.
What is next with them?
More disruption, for sure.
Then the main event, NXT Championship. Oba Feeney defending against Trick Williams and Javon Evans.
The ruler.
For those of you who are new to the program, I'm going to tell you this right now. Cool McCain is a Trick Williams guy. But even with me saying that doesn't mean he doesn't go off on Trick Williams when he needs to. I'm going to look dead at my co-host in his eyes and tell him Trick Williams was the third member in that match.
Absolutely. Did you hear me say Trick Williams was going to win that match? No, you did not.
Well, I picked Oba. You didn't even waste no time. You like Oba Femi. You didn't even waste no time. You ain't waste no time.
It didn't matter who else was in the match.
I didn't even get to the article to Oba Femi. Now he didn't say. He's like the ruler.
The ruler.
I was like, honestly, I'm going with him too. So ain't no point of me even trying to fight you on that one.
Right.
But the only reason why I said it because Javon Evans outshined Trick Williams.
Yeah, Trick Williams' character is amazing. He has what he can do, but the reason why he's still going to be in NXT for a while is the same reason they kept Braun Breaker down there, to work on his in-ring, work a little bit more before he called up. So you're not going to see Trick Williams probably get called up now. You'll see him be a random call up like sometime later on this year, but it won't be like for the draft because he needs more time to work on his in-ring performance. And that's okay. We ain't started liking Trick Williams because of what he did in the ring. But now for us to like him on the main roster, we like him for what he do in the ring. So a little bit more work. Or you can just go to AEW where you can just do gymnastics and good promos. That mean nothing because the program will be shut down next week.
No, Lord.
and you'll be fighting somebody whole different. You might have went from a heel to a good guy for no apparent reason between shows.
So the ruler continues to rule NXT.
The ruler.
And thankfully we took a break from TNA. Nobody from TNA showed up.
Yeah. For once.
It was strictly NXT.
For once. All right. I'm gonna throw up a couple of comments and then we'll do our picks and stuff for tonight, sir. That work for you?
Go ahead.
All right. Cole Johnson says El Grande Americana versus Ray Phoenix. He has a bull and a poop emoji. I'll let you figure out what that is. 1,000% agree, Cole. 1,000% agree.
I think that was more about Ray Felix helping to keep that storyline going, even though nobody likes it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I agree with Cole. It was still bull. Poop emoji. AP says, question, they keep promoting Randy, so will we see a match for him tonight?
Yes.
Absolutely, we will.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We just don't know against who.
Yeah, we just don't know. We have an idea, according to Big E, but we don't know for sure.
Sure, I thought I had an idea, but now I'm thinking about quite a few people that want to sign back with WWE. I'm like, good gracious. Yep. I don't even know no more.
Right. Cole says, I felt for Ray and having to fill in for Mysterio in such a comical match. Right. But he did his best last minute.
He did his thing, though. To be quite honest, Ray Phil is the one carried that match.
He had to. Dre Days says match of the year currently.
That main event of night one was what he's talking about.
Any of the year. I wasn't as impressed with the match as some people was. I'm not a spot false finish guy. So that's why I wasn't as excited as some people. Philly in the building. What up, Philly? She says, I'm so excited for the night. Almost made cool at the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania last year. Yep. Oh, I was there. Yolanda says, Randy is definitely having a match. Just don't know against who. You are 1,000,000,000% correct. Thank you, Dre. Dre Day says, I agree. I can't get with Roman's new theme music. You didn't need to change the other one. You should have left the other one, though. That was hot. I used to play that joint. I still play that joint, right? Like I just rock to it. It's new, and I'll be like, All right. Cole says, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. That match was an example of 4 men who are masters of their craft. Instant classic. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it, but I just don't think it's as great as some people do because I'm not the false finish happy guy. Cole says Jim Cantori was nails before Jade Cargill's entrance. True. And Yolanda says, you called it a long time ago, Playmaker, about Paul. He did. He's been singing that song for a minute.
I mean, like, you got 2 people fighting for one guy, and the third guy is just there. I'm like,
laughing, yeah.
The third guy got to benefit some type of way.
Cole says they had 10 minutes of false finishes. Right. Yolanda says she likes CM Punk's entrance. It was. And all black band. Yeah, a lot of people for some reason didn't realize or maybe forgot that the band that does his song is all
black. That jumped threw me for a loop when I found out. I forgot when I found out.
Yeah, I found out like
wait a minute.
He was there before.
I said, hold on, that's all black band?
Yeah. And then Cole also jumps in on and what I say about Paul Heyman screwing both Punk and Reigns to align with Rollins. It's been, like I say, I'm not gonna say Playmaker didn't call it or to try to diminish him calling. I'm just saying a lot of people are out there saying I call it. We'll say Playmaker did jump on that bandwagon quite early. Cole says Punk GTS Rollins, Reigns speared Punk, Rollins stomped Reigns. Best spot of the match before the finish. Yes, sir. We got it right eventually. Thank you, sir.
That's how you know so much going on in that match.
It took a minute, but we got it right finally, sir.
Got that.
AP says Paul Heyman needs to learn how to low blow a person. You don't low blow a person and then keep moving your arm left and right.
I think that was personal to Roman Reigns.
That's why I said he did the Ric Flair, because that's how Ric Flair did. Ric Flair hit you with the joint. He be rubbing like, bro, why are you rubbing it?
That was personal. That was personal.
I'm with you, AP. Pause.
That was personal. Paul Heyman felt some type of way.
Yeah, it definitely felt personal. Cole says Rollins versus Reigns. They will eventually have a lengthy program against each other, like HBK versus Triple H, lasting almost 2 years. And then Roman Reigns will retire and go part-time after that. I agree.
He's already part-time.
But he's technically not part-time. Well, when I say to everybody, say, I'm not doing that today either. AP, I think if Roman would have listened to Seth about CM Punk, Paul Heyman would still be with Roman. That's a good point.
Here's another reason why y'all should have saw this. When Paul Heyman came out on Monday Night Raw and said, I'm not going to turn on my best friend, and I'm not going to turn on my child. Dude, they both in the same match. You got to pick one. In this case, pick neither.
Yeah. So Dre Day says what I've been thinking kind of when I saw them looking at each other, Romans and Punk joined together. They did both look dejected after that match, looking at each other. They were dejected. That was some dejected, two strong men.
I need Roman to super punch CM Punk and say, you the reason why all this broke down to begin with. Went for you coming over and trying to join me at War Games, I would be in my spot that I'm supposed to be in. But now you had to want to be the hero and be the face and all this other stuff.
Yolanda says he has no tribe, which is true.
With the sad emoji.
Yep. Cole. I knew
Cool hates this so much.
I knew it was gonna be no. I actually agree with it.
No, you agree. No, I say you hate it. I didn't say you didn't agree with it. I say you hate it.
No, I don't hate it.
Because, like, of course, like, what else was going to happen?
But I mean, I don't hate it. But yeah, like you said, it's a logical outcome. This is about as logical as Seth turning and Jay finally winning the belt after about 8 tries against Gunther. Cole says it goes back to the promo Cody Rhodes cut on OTC March of 23 when he said that basically he'd be a chief with no tribe. 2 years later, Reigns is now stands a tribe, the title, and a wise man. Yep. Cody went out and said, I'm going to take something that's clearly going to happen at some point, especially in the world of pro wrestling, and make myself a prophet for saying it. That's basically what, yeah.
That's why I said you hated it. Because
maybe hate
Cody Rhodes getting the credit is like, bruh, who did not see this coming? That's basically your take on it.
I mean, come on. I'll be serious here, but yeah. Paxley and Dolan will be battling Liv and Raquel. WWE would be stupid to have the title change hands. They also put Randy Americana in a match on night 1 of WrestleMania, so they will do some stupid things. That's all I'm saying. Poor for Ricky and Ethan.
For what?
I think he was saying the crowd. I think it's a mistype. I think what he was saying is they were pulling for Ricky and Ethan. You know how you be typing and you get the wrong letters? That's what I think happened.
No, he said poor Ricky and Ethan. I'm like, poor what?
I think he was saying pulling for Ethan and Ricky, or booing, or maybe booing. Talking about booing them, leaving AEW. I'd be understanding what Kobe saying even would be wrong. You know, so I'd be understanding it. Like when he don't type what he means, so I still can understand. I get it.
Of course.
Dre Day says there's only one match worth talking about. Laugh out loud. Yeah.
Fuck. That darn Booker T, boy. That man something else.
Cole said Candyman got all the attention. Yes, he did. Yolanda said she wanted the Meta Girls to win. I tell you, the only reason I'm not mad is because they had a chance and they didn't get it done. So you kind of want to spread the chances out, because if you give them another chance now, then they'll never have another chance for the next 2 years, because you know how they do teams that look like the Street Profits. Cole says, I'm with Yolanda. The Meta Girls should have been the team.
I'm still trying to figure out what they're doing with the Meta Girls. Because it's almost like the Meta Girls is in that midst with Roxanne Perez. It's like, are they coming up or are they waiting? They trying to figure it out.
The Metaphor dudes suck. Nobody ever wants to see them. I'm sorry.
We haven't seen them.
Let me replace that. The Meta dudes, the guys from the Metaphor, they have not been presented as people we should take seriously. So I do see the Meta Girls coming up, and they would be great to side with, say, a Naomi or somebody. They would be great to, be her henchwomen and learn from her. And then Dre Day says, "Feel the power." Again, best part about New Day. Who was it? Big E.
I never debated that.
Without him, they're just mid. Cole says that Fatal 4-Way was spectacular. I loved how Julia, Jordan, Jada, and Stephanie did their thing. And they all look good doing it. And that matters. Some people might not agree. It matters to me. Dre says, "We miss Big E, but the show must go on." Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Must go on.
Yolanda says, "It was a great match. Cool. Stephanie did her thing." Absolutely. Absolutely.
Was you going to pick Jada before Jada came back?
I can't remember who I was going to pick. Anthony said, "Wood is the weak link in the group. Always is and always will be." What do you mean? He's a king of the ring, a former king of the ring.
Kofi Kingston was the WWE champion, so I think I'm on Anthony's side on this one.
I'm with Anthony. Wood is the weaker link, but one of them can get a chance on one game.
But I will say this: Wood can talk a whole lot better than Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, but then you ain't gonna do nothing when you get in the ring, so you ain't worried about it. Cole said, "Unfortunately, we'll see Odyssey Jones return for the New Day soon." That's fine. If you give me that, then okay. That's fine. Because now you're telling me you bring some muscle back. That's fine. Yolanda says, "Move along, fellas." I know what you were talking about.
At some point in time, me was gonna butt heads eventually.
I stand on what I said.
I know you're gonna stand on what I said. I'm standing on business too.
I'm standing on it 20 toes down. I grew 2 more feet, 20 toes down.
Disrespect.
I can't believe this dude is that high on the New Day, but hey, if he is, that's him. Cole says that triple threat main event on Stand and Deliver, Oba, Javon, and Trick stole the doggone show. That was one of the best matches this weekend. It was, and Trick was the number 3 in the match, but it still held his own. There ain't nothing wrong with being number 3 to the 2 guys in that type of in a 3-way match. There's nothing wrong with that.
You say that, but Trick trying to be that top dude. I don't think you want to be number 3.
I'm just saying he just got to put a little bit more seasoning. He just need a little bit more seasoning. Sprinkle a little bit more paprika on him, a little bit more Lawry seasoning. You know what I'm saying? A little onion powder. Some more pepper. And then after you finish, a little bit more pepper, and then he'll be all right. That's all.
You put some paprika in that too, along with some. You put some of that Italian seasoning on there too.
No, I'm just gonna put some paprika, some Lowry seasoning salt, some pepper, and some onion powder. That's all I needed. That's all you need. So says pretty deadly is pretty dead in the water.
Them dudes need to flip a switch, okay? I'm gonna treat them like I did the switch, like I did the street part. Flip a switch so I can care. Y'all want me to care about y'all British behinds? Flip a switch. Show me some anger.
They gotta do different. They gotta do something different, yo. It's time to reinvent yourself.
I thought we was going to right direction when you snapped on DIY, then only lesson for that week.
Right. He was back to the unicorn stuff in the next week. Not the good kind. Yolanda says it's a good match when don't know who's going to get the win. And that was the triple threat match with Oba, Javon, and Trick. That's a good point. Because you can be the weakest performer in the match and still win it. So that's a good point.
That is a good point.
Cole says, go ahead.
This is cool one. Cool didn't care. He was going over regardless. Yeah, he just didn't care.
Yeah, it was the ruler. Always. Cole said, I know they bigged up Soul Ruka with the finish to that match. 3 soul snatchers, right. And they talked about how she was a speed champ like 10 times. I'm like, who cares? Yeah, this is how little WWE cares about this championship. They don't even let them wear it. You don't even get to bring the speed championship out with you if you have it. That's how little they care about it.
It is a social media championship.
I'm just saying, you won't even let them wear it if they're the champion.
I'm just saying, it's a social media championship. So
okay, you defend it on social media, but you're still supposed to be the champ. They care so little about the championship, they don't even let them wear it on the show. That's what I'm saying. But you're gonna talk about it 10 times. Why? You can't see it. I agree with Cole. It's not time for Miss Parker to win the NXT Women's Championship. I wholeheartedly agree. Dre Day says it should be the
Dre's stupid.
Cole says that Booker T when Valkyria bangs the opponent's head to the mat is called the Devil's Kiss. Thank you for that, sir. Yolanda, we did find it eventually. Cole is always there to assist us with our in our time of need. We always got a friend indeed. Yolanda says that's funny how the crowd kept getting mad when they were stopping her for doing her move.
Right. Because they wanted to hear Booker T crazy behind.
Mm-hmm. Snowtime says, do we see Rusev to return to fight Randy? Yes. I think he's the leading candidate.
I don't even know no more. I had one guy in my mind, and I'm like, darn, he signed back. I don't even know no more. I don't even know. I don't even want to guess. Jeez.
If I was guessing, that's who I would say, but I mean, I'm not saying it with any real. I'm not standing one toe down on it, but that's what I say.
I'm not standing one toe.
I'm not standing one toe down on it. That would be my guess, but I'm not even standing one toe down on it. Yolanda said, face the mat, booty shake. Yes. That's all I got to say about that. She says, laugh out loud. She also confirms that it's called the Devil's Kiss. I don't know how we didn't know that. It makes perfect sense.
Maybe because they never said it because they know Booker T about to go do his thing.
Maybe. Yolanda said, I saw that coming too with the underboss. Yolanda says, no bread, just meat.
No, you got no bread, just meat.
All right, you got it. You got it. Cole says, so they attacked Oba, Javon, and Trick for the fun of it leading up to their match. You know what I always say, they do some really good things and they do some bad things. They can't all be good. Yolanda says he needs to work on his mic skills too. This is true, and that's why I threw a little bit of Lara seasoning salt in there, Yolanda. That's for the mouth work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's for the mic work. A little Lara seasoning. And a little bit of that garlicness. And always, of course, the pepper. It's always for the mouth, too. So, yeah, I agree. Yolanda, Cole says, Yolanda, I agree. Brush needs to be much better in the mic. That's why it's going to be a while before he come up. Cole says, Trick Willie needs to polish up his in-ring and get a new finisher. Well, Dad, Cole, you're going to be a whole different person. Change the finisher, everything. Cole said, I don't even want Trick Williams. I want Tricktopher Williams. I want it to be Edgerrin Trick Williams. Cole says, don't make Trick Williams disciple Eldrick Trick Williams.
Edgerrin Trick. Oh my god.
Edgerrin Trick. The trick in parentheses, Edgerrin Trick Williams. Is in the building. He says, them true monarchs of wrestling. What's up, Vic?
What's up, Vic Dollar?
He says, the hardest working super hacker of the broadcast witness protection program. Codenamed the Playmaker. And then he says, the most elite of Eagles, Cool Breeze McCain. What's going on, Vic? I appreciate you not calling me the hardest working man. I don't want the title anymore. I quit. Somebody else can have it. I ain't want it no more. Cole says, wow, I'm surprised 36 years later that people forget Living Color was an all-black rock band. I don't think they ever knew to forget Cole. That's the sad part.
That's the thing.
I'm not a friend.
Most people didn't even know it was an all-black band to begin with.
I knew they were an all-black band, but I didn't know that they were the ones that did CM Punk's entrance. Right, and I'll tell you a quick story. I always pay attention to genre-bending groups, right? Like Hootie and the Blowfish and country, Living Color and rock. I like pay attention to the people who are normally outside of that genre that do music in that genre. I always pay attention to them in case I ever want to get the music. Follow one of their routes. Vic says, congratulations to the Eagles for the Super Bowl win. Appreciate it, Vic. We'll be back on Wednesday. And then Cole said,
before the draft
or mega crappy. Say what, man?
Before the draft?
Before the draft. Wednesday. All right. So we got a little preview for the good people.
Night 2.
Playmaker.
Night 2 is about 2 hours away. Feel free to put your predictions in the chat. I already know what's kicking off the show. So let's go right to it. Women's World Championship. Io Sky defending against Bianca Belair and Rhea Bloody Ripley. Cool, McCain.
I'm going with my girl Bianca. You can't spell WrestleMania without EST.
Let's go Bianca. And that is a biased pick. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care.
It sure is. But honestly, 2 to 3 would have been a biased pick. And the other one you consider
I ain't biased pick. That's talking for myself, not you.
Yeah,
I've been on this Bianca bandwagon and I'm still driving it. Darn it.
Oh yeah.
I ain't nope. But I want her to win and turn heel at the same time. How about that?
I just wanted to win, but if she turn heel, I'm gonna laugh at y'all. I don't care about her heel turn by backlash.
That's exactly why I want it. So we can come on here Monday and laugh about it. And hear everybody,
y'all be mad about backlash.
No. Y'all kept asking it. Y'all kept pushing her to it, and she finally did it. And while she did it, she wanted to tight on top of it. That's what y'all get, chumps. The disrespect that y'all show this lady. If I know my co-host, I know there's one match he don't care about, and he probably want to get it out the way. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
AJ Styles.
Okay. And you don't care about the match.
Nope. At all.
That's all right. I'm pretty sure you don't care about his match. So go ahead and get out the way now.
All that.
AJ Styles. Yeah, AJ Styles. I can't. Might be another bias pick. I can't pick against AJ Styles like that.
You can't fix your mouth and say Logan Paul gonna win at WrestleMania.
I only think it's that. I only think I can't even fix my mouth to pick against AJ Styles. I am a huge AJ Styles fan.
Yeah.
I am a huge AJ Styles fan, so it's more or less to do with Logan Paul. He's just AJ Styles in that match. Because I think if anybody else in that match, I might actually pick Logan Paul.
It's both of them for me.
All right. Randy Orton versus a mystery opponent. We don't even know who the mystery opponent is.
Probably gonna be Randy Orton because this is his 20th WrestleMania. He's let us know that. So probably Randy Orton.
No matter who it is, you picking Randy Orton.
I'm picking Randy Orton. I mean, I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna say he probably gonna win. Now they bring out somebody that's like, oh yeah, that person should be Randy Orton. I can't really be faulted because you didn't want to tell me who it was ahead of time. But right now,
do I stick with my original opponent for Randy Orton or do I change it? Because I don't even know no more.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to pick somebody else, right? The field, it's like Randy Orton or the field.
This whole time, and Cool will tell you, I was on the Aleister Black bandwagon the whole time.
I don't like that match though.
We both said we don't like the match. Yeah. But they kept doing the two video things. We knew one was Ray Fizz, the other one was like
it's got to be Aleister Black. I think Aleister Black's gonna show up at the
Friday. Afterwards on Friday.
Well, they can show up on Monday, the Raw after WrestleMania, and still be on SmackDown because that's.
So I was on the Aleister Black bandwagon for the longest. Then Rusev re-signed with WWE, and it's like, well, I mean, I forgot people throwing Solo into the mix now. I'm like, I don't even know no more. I'm like, I don't even know anymore.
You put Solo up there, bro. If you pick Solo up there, bro, you best to have put the Street Profits up there instead of that. Let's not even do that. Stop it. Solo ain't beat nobody worth mentioning.
All right, I'm gonna go like this. If it's Solo, Randy Orton definitely kicking his behind, without question.
I might have to pick Randy Orton because I don't know who the other person is. If it's somebody,
if it's Rusev,
Randy Orton, all right, but I don't know the other person.
If it's Rusev, I'm kind of concerned because Rusev ain't coming back alone. You know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you come back with Lana,
yes.
Randy Orton and RKO both. You don't care.
Lana signed a Legends deal. Those of you who don't know.
Yeah, he'll RKO both of them. He don't care.
If it's Aleister Black, I'm sticking with Aleister Black.
I'm gonna go Orton right now because I don't know who it is. It just makes more sense for me.
If it's a return, I'm going with the return.
Okay.
Because it's a return. I mean, we know for 80% of the time, returns, whoever returns mostly wins. 80% of the time. If Logan Paul beats AJ Styles,
I don't care.
But if Logan Paul beats AJ Styles, so everything Karrion Kross was trying to do AJ Styles don't even mean nothing. Karrion Kross is literally getting in AJ Styles' nerve because he don't want Logan Paul to win, which is ironic because he's talking about a heel don't want another heel to win.
The only thing that matters about Karrion Kross is his hot wife,
which he confirmed that he wake up naked to every day,
as he should. As his wife. I mean,
I know.
He
ain't have to confirm it though.
I'm not impressed that you wake up naked next to your wife, sir.
I'm saying he ain't have to confirm it though. He ain't have to put that in for the word, or no.
He had nothing else to say, man. He doesn't want
actually, he was going at people talking about how he's not on the WrestleMania card in his hometown because he's from Las Vegas.
Yes. I mean, he could have been in a match with Randy Orton.
Very well could be, but we know it ain't him.
He could have been there. You could have had him against instead of Logan Paul.
And he would definitely lose to Randy Orton.
He would have been better off being in the match against Rey Fenix than El Chupacabra de Mexicana.
El Chupacabra, really? Now he's El Chupacabra, really?
Yes.
All right. Braun Breaker defending Intercontinental Championship between Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio.
Braun Breaker.
You picking Braun Breaker?
I am.
He's going. The dolls are barking in Las Vegas until Dirty Dom wins that belt.
I don't see it.
I'm sorry. I know that's shocking. Yes, I am picking Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
But I'm
not shocking because I'm the one picking Dominic, and you know how I feel about
him. And Finn gonna stab each other in the back and screw each other out of the opportunity.
And the crazy thing is, my brother actually wants Donna. My brother only wants Donna Ray for this back, so Finn can flip. That's the only reason why. Outside of that, he don't care. But to see Flynn flip and go stupid, Dom wins. I'm picking Dom.
Women's Tag Team Championship match. Liv Morgan.
I'm sticking with the champs.
And Raquel Rodriguez versus
I think.
And
a lot of people.
Steph Rollins. I'm gonna go with Steph Rollins with the return win.
I'm gonna say a lot of people been throwing Becky Lynch up there.
Yeah. If it's Becky Lynch, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyrie.
Everybody's saying Becky Lynch.
It's Raquel.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, somebody else also re-signed with WWE too, you know. But some reason has not been talked about it much. Surprisingly.
What's that, sir?
Unless people think it's not true, or it's one of those they believe when they see it. So Riley signed back with WWE.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be her.
AKA Miss Paige is back with the WWE.
Paige ain't got like 10 matches. I mean, they can't got about 10 to 15 matches left.
Putting her in the tag team is the perfect way to protect her.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll be her.
You got Paige out there. You got Becky out there.
If it's Paige or Becky, I'm gonna go with them and Lyra winning. Anybody else, I'm going with Liv and Raquel.
Also, Asuka is out there.
But I think if it was somebody who was already on the roster, I think they would have went ahead and told us.
Not necessarily.
I think. I'm just giving you my opinion. I think
especially been gone as long as Asuka has been.
Yeah, but I think if it was her, they would have told us. I think it was somebody.
And then here's the funny thing. That would be the biggest. How can I say this? Because just a week ago, Becky Lynch talking about she ain't wrestling. That was just last week.
People do it all the time, sir.
And then a week later, she's at.
She probably already had signed the contract when she said that. Yeah.
I'm sticking with you. I'm going with the champs though.
Unless it's Becky or Paige, I'm going with the champs. If it's Becky or Paige, I'm going with them.
Cause that's nasty work. You won the titles and you got to defend them on Tuesday. You don't even get a good bit of time with them. You got to go right back and defend them. Right.
But we already know that they ain't gonna win. Them girls.
I'm gonna stick with the champs here.
Okay.
But I will not be mad if Lala Raquel is a two-time is holding 2 belts though.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be mad at it. I would not be mad at all.
And the coup de grace.
Did I forget? Nope. You forgot about the street fight, sir.
We ain't forget.
There's a street fight that's happening tonight.
Damian Priest.
Between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest.
Something's gonna happen, and Drew McIntyre is gonna lose. It's gonna be somebody else for him to blame because there's always somebody else to blame.
I'm going Drew McIntyre, unfortunately.
And now, the battle of the eras.
WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes defending against
Cody Rhodes
for the final time at WrestleMania. Going for number 17, John Cena. Question is, would this actually be a one-on-one match? Question 2, is somebody else showing up for this match?
I would like to.
And then question 3, will John Cena get number 17 and ruin wrestling?
I would like to be wrong here, but I'm going to pick John Cena. The fact that Cody Rhodes has dominated him, hung with him, if not beat him on the mic. He called him a spindly leg, saggy neck, old man, basically.
And he said, and still 25 years later, you still can't wrestle. He threw that back in his face again. And then gave him 2 crossroads.
I'm going to go with John Cena because he's been getting bested. And the normal recipe is when one guy is head and shoulders above the other and everything besides the match, they normally lose the match.
John Cena will ruin wrestling. He will break Ric Flair's record. He will get number 17.
And then go home. And then maybe we get a new championship belt in a tournament for a new champion.
I don't think he's going home though.
I don't think he's really gonna go home, but I'm just throwing it out there just in case.
I don't think he's going home. I think he's gonna come out.
I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock shows up.
That was number 2.
With Travis Scott.
Will somebody else be following along with this match? Will the final boss make an appearance? Because it is that time for you to show up, sir. You made an investment.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure your investment. You want to make sure your investment comes through.
You got a soul. The least you could do for their soul is make sure they win the match.
That's what he made an investment. You got to make sure that investment comes through.
Man, the soul is sold to you. You got to let that man win.
That investment must come through. That investment must be captured.
And it hurts me to say that, but that's what I think is going to happen. If I'm wrong on this match, I will be on tomorrow night with a big smile on my face, talking about how wrong I was and how happy I am to be wrong.
I'm picking John Cena. Cody Rhodes, you had a good reign, sir.
Everything that's happening is they're telling us it's going to be Cody.
You had a good reign, sir. But guess what? We need to go in a new direction for a minute. Okay. Now, if you want to get it back at towards the end of John Cena's, tenure, go ahead. It's all good. But we need to go into a different direction now. We need something fresh. And by the way, just to let y'all know, if John Cena wins or doesn't win, guess what? It don't matter because the IWC gonna find something to complain about with this match, regardless. If John Cena loses, what was the point turning him here to begin with? And Cody Rhodes ain't doing nothing new with the title. He ain't making the title this and that. If John Cena wins, the IWC is gonna complain. Oh, he's finna ruin WWE. He's finna ruin wrestling now. Why would you give it to him when he's finna retire anyway? So just be waiting on Monday for me to go off on the IWC because I know it's coming my way. I know it's coming. They're not gonna be happy either way. You know that, right?
I do. So we're gonna swing through a few more here. Vic says, is Bianca turning heel tonight or wait till Monday night? I don't think she's turning heel, but if she does, I will be happy at all the people who want that and then they'll complain about it because you people are never happy even when you get what you want. You wanted Cody. You haven't been happy with that. I wanted Cody. I've been happy with it because I understand it's not his fault. They didn't get this guy good abundance. Now y'all want somebody else. And if they don't work, y'all want somebody else. Then y'all want to go back to Roman Reigns. And then if Roman Reigns wins, then y'all be complaining because he's not there enough. Y'all just can't be happy. I'm happy right now. Yolanda says, I want Bianca. Cole says, Bianca better become the new women's world champion. He said, better. In capital letters, y'all. Better.
Oh, capital.
Better.
We ain't playing over here.
Yolanda says, I'm still going to love her no matter what she is, face or heel. Right. That's Bianca. AJ. Yolanda says,
see, the reason why we can say that because we know why she's turning heel. We understand why she's turning heel.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we understood why John Cena turned heel.
Mm-hmm. That's what y'all been begging for. But you don't just want the heel turn. You want the heel turn to be the way you want it to be, the way you fantasize in your mind for 10 years. Or it's not good. Cole says Randy is winning his match. The same with Liv and Raquel versus Lyra and whomever teams with her. Yolanda says Georgia boy, DSGB, Dirty South Georgia boy. Braun Breaker. Morning shift with Cole Johnson. Sometimes I say the whole thing, but not much. I am begging for a Bianca heel turn. I want it. Yolanda says Randy wins, no matter who. Damian says Io retains. Damian also says Logan wins, unfortunately. He says Rusev Bears.
I don't think Io retains because you can't go every wrestling match and give them the fans what they want.
Right.
You got to be some disappointment somewhere.
Yep. Yolanda says Logan is going to win, though you right, Damian.
If Logan Paul beats AJ
Styles, you're in dangerous territory, Yolanda. Cole says,
come on, man.
Right. Cole says AJ Styles has to beat the charisma vacuum. Damian says Becky and Lyra winning. Well, I guess I'm in big trouble because I kind of agree with Damian on that one by my own rules. Yolanda says Randy.
Oh no, that's a biased pick of the day.
Oh yeah, I know. Dom pins Finn and wins. Damian says.
Oh, that would really flip Finn.
Cena wins. Rocks helps. That can make sense. Cole says Cena gets his 17th tonight. Otherwise, we see a John Cena sucks reaction to Cody Rhodes in Las Vegas. And then Cole says Orton will be wrestling Rusev since Black was promoted to be on SmackDown this Friday. There you go. Something else I didn't see.
That don't mean
DSGB retains.
That don't mean Black ain't showing up at WrestleMania.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling what Cole said. I didn't know he was going to be on SmackDown this week, so I learned something. Cole says, I believe Orton will still win because I believe he will be in the main event of Backlash next month. He did say he won whoever won that match. But if John Cena wins, supposedly he's taking the belt and going home.
And that match and Backlash is in St. Louis too. That's money. Oh, that's money.
Yolanda says Don might just win with Liv and Raquel keeping the belts too. Cole says Dominic needs to become the new Intercontinental Champion. I want to hear 60,000 people crap so hard on him. Braun don't need to be the IC champion anymore. Yeah, I just don't see him losing against these guys in this type of match. But I guess it's the best way to take it off of him. But he should be able to kill all three of them in like 5 seconds. But if we're being honest, Pena might be a little bit of a challenge, but the two Judgment Day boys, he should be able to kill them in like 2 minutes each.
Pena is a Judgment Day boy.
I'm saying Penta, maybe a little more for Penta, but the two Judgment Day boys. I'm talking about Finn and Dom. They don't match up well against Braun Breaker. He's fast and strong. They don't match up well against him. Cole says, I want Cody to retain. We hear Rock's music play. He then restarts the match and screw him out the WWE title. That will protect Cody in the long run and give him babyface shine. Lana says Priest. Cole says Becky more than likely is joining Lyra. If they throw those titles on them, I want to fly to Vegas and slap the cue ball head of Triple H. Miss Seth Rollins ain't coming back to lose. Yolanda says Cody. Cole says I want McIntyre and Priest to knock each other out.
That works too. It is a street fight.
Cody has been killing him on the mic. Yolanda says about John Cena. Backlash main event, John Cena versus Randy Orton.
You know who Cole picking.
And then Cole says F triple star the internet wrestling community. Cole said it, not me or Playmaker. We did not discourage his words. We're just telling you we didn't say it.
And we ain't backing off of it either. And we ain't backing off the comment either.
Nope. Any last thoughts, sir?
Because you know exactly what's going. As soon as that main event is over, they gonna be complaining one way or the other. Just watch.
We'll have words for them tomorrow for sure.
Just watch. I'm just gonna be like, mm-hmm.
Anything else, my good man?
Nope. We are an hour and 40 minutes away from night 2 beginning. Now we can let y'all go so y'all can watch the pre-show.
Oh, by the way,
the pre-show is 3 hours long.
By the way, 4 friends, 4 people don't like you. Tomorrow night we'll be live, 6:30 p.m. Make sure you tell them to come join us. Oh, and also, it's never where you start. It's always where you finish. And with that being said, your boys, we're getting up out of here. It's time. It's WrestleMania Night 2. Time. At least the pre-show.